This election. Let's talk about the election. You know, as we speak today, it's down to Hillary, Bernie, and Trump.
Yeah, but see, you're talking to the wrong person. I never believed there was going to be an election this year, and it's not. Mm-hmm. Trump ain't got no money. Trump ain't never had no money. They talk about his daddy. You ever seen a picture of his daddy? You ever seen anybody write a story about his daddy?
No. I mean, they got his money from his dad, yeah.
I didn't ask you that. See, you keep talking to me. I don't want to hear. I asked you, have you ever seen a picture of his daddy?
No, I have not.
Have you ever heard a story about his daddy? And that don't bother you? Huh? That don't bother you? And so much of us out here been talking and shit. His sister had the whole press conference. No, he didn't give him no $100 million. He gave him $1 million. I wonder why he didn't give me none. Huh? You know? See, if you're getting in this here and you're gonna talk, you're gonna move to people more powerful than me. They ain't gonna talk to you if you don't know nothing. The fuck I'm gonna talk to you about money if you ain't got none? That's what this shit is about. That's why NBC and ABC, that's why I look at them. Not that I believe them, they got $1 trillion industry to do the research and I can pick it apart. That's simple.
So, well, I know you don't expect there to be an election, but did you think Trump would get as far as he has?
I didn't know who it was. Huh? Look, let me show you something here. Let me show you the shit that I know. It's the Wall Street Journal. One of the most powerful papers in the world. Don't mean it's no good. What's the date? Now, hold it 1 minute. Hold it. Hold it. I ran for president 1968. The election was Tuesday, November the 4th. This story ran Friday, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Now, what's the date on that? What paper is that?
Wall Street Journal, November 7th, 1968, page
Headlines.
6. Election computer goofs gives Gregory 9 million votes.
That's why you can't talk to me. I got too much information. I got 9 million votes in the state of Pennsylvania. Huh? Okay? That's what fasting do. Huh? Now read the first paragraph.
Some machines just aren't to be believed. Take the big computer in New York that was designed to compile results of Tuesday's general election.
All elections are tabulated in New York City. Go ahead.
At one point early yesterday morning, the machine was crediting Dick Gregory, the comedian turned presidential candidate, with 9 million votes in Pennsylvania.
Now, here's what happened. The energy took over, the computers, and they had to shut them down because it projected me as president-elect of the United States. And they couldn't change it because they couldn't change the numbers. Wow. 9 million votes in one state. I know what it was. They went in there and tricked the machine for Nixon, but somebody put it on wrong and they gave it to me. So I'm going in the election and know all this bullshit y'all read. It ain't true. They did it just like they did that. Huh? Just like they did that.
Yeah. The one time Trump lost, he said it was rigged. The few weeks ago.
First, there's lost. 2 Trumps.
Okay.
The one in the red tie is the real one. The one in the blue tie is not. The one you saw last night after the victory was the blue tie. Now, if you would punch up Dr. Carson, Ben Carson, when Trump called him a pedophile, and the next day he joined Trump, and the guy asked him, see, every now and then you slip and say something? He said, why'd you do that? He said, it's 2 Trumps. I was with the good one. You see it there? Just punch up. When somebody interviewed him, he said, there's 2 Donald Trumps. That's easy to pull up.
Okay. I was Googling Ben Carson pedophile. I was Googling the wrong thing.
No, he called him that the day before. So you know he got something on him if he's going to make him the next day say, I join you.
Dr. Ben Carson, there are 2 Donald Trumps.
There it is. Oh, you can read the rest of that later.
Okay, it's right there.
Okay.
So.
But now, while we talking about that, are you aware that made him world renowned? Carter, what he did.
Ben Carson.
Ben Carson. You know how he got world renowned?
He separated the twins.
Head twins.
The brain, yeah, from the brain. He separated
Siamese twins.
Siamese twins.
He wasn't even in the room when that happened. Wasn't in the room. He's been campaigning for 8 months. Have you ever heard him mention it?
No.
Everybody else mentioned everything they did with a pus, right? If what they said he did was true, then the question we need to ask, how come he's never been nominated for a Nobel Prize? Didn't say get one. The nomination. He's never been nominated for a Nobel Prize in medicine. See how the thinking, when the thinking hits? And when he said at the president's prayer breakfast, compared Obama, what do you call it, the insurance? Obamacare.
Obamacare, yeah.
Is worse than slavery, remember that? He was fired by the time he got back to Johns Hopkins. They'd already paid him for 2 weeks later to do the commencement. They said, keep the money. You better not be caught on this campus again.
So the 2 Donald Trumps. Bernie.
Huh?
Bernie Sanders. So.
I didn't know that much about Bernie other than he come from a place where there ain't no black folks. So I just assumed he's CIA. You know, you can't do what he's doing across the country and nobody know you. But I got the experience of the Beatles, how they can manipulate crowds. Young folks, okay? That's how I'm telling you, compound stuff with the stuff you know. And you do that by shutting up and listening. Huh? Wow. Huh? And so, Hillary, they can take her down anytime they want her. Put her in jail. And she don't have to do nothing. That's how they do it. You saw the pictures of Monica. They can have a picture with her screwing a gorilla. They have that technology now. ISIS, I mean, you stupid enough to believe with trillions of dollars, satellites, we didn't see him put in the military. He's us. Trained by General Petraeus. And every time we overrun his lines, he ain't got nothing but American equipment. You know, it's a game. The mightiest military in the history of the planet, and these white folk, they bomb him every day and they can't, come on.
So, I mean, well, what does it say about the country, this election, that somebody like Trump would even be the prime candidate?
I'm not even gonna answer. See, you take it to someplace else. Huh? You answer it. I just told you. Huh? I said so-and-so is a man in a dress. What color dress he gonna wear next week? That's your shit. Okay. You getting into gossip now. Okay. The people I talk to know who I am. They wouldn't even ask me a question like that. Because if I know that, they know I know something else they don't know. A motherfucker asked me, said, I saw the article. You said Trump is gay. How'd you know? Because he ain't never bashed gays. Talk about Jesus, you know, the Pope. You use some of that shit on your own. Huh? And then you see it. Huh? It's simple. This here is, no, hold that 1 minute.
Keep this one.
No, just read, that's the one about, read the first paragraph again.
Well, we did it, but
Up top, first paragraph.
some inaccurate data gets on TV
Yeah,
before
go ahead.
use is halted by news election service?
Yeah, go ahead.
Some machines just aren't to be believed.
Now switch over to the last paragraph.
When it gets down to those crucial calls,
The top of the.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
CBS
I'm sorry.
anchorman.
No, the top. I'm sorry. The top. The last. The last paragraph up top, where your hand is.
CBS anchorman
Yeah.
Walter Cronkite,
Yeah.
after the errors were pointed out to him, apologized for not questioning the
Now you
figures.
think he don't even know what the fuck happened, but he think he has a right to apologize to America. There it is, right there.
He says, apologized for not questioning the figures. He said, any fool should have known they were out of line. Later, when the news election data system closed down, urgent word was sent to the networks and news services for at least half an hour.
That's
They
all.
received
That's all.
no
That's what
new
you
figures.
just to see that I cut it off before that. Now, O.J. Simpson, they run it. They run shit every 10 years to get your children and your grandchildren. So let's go back and look at O.J. He cannot read or write. So when the cop said he sent this message out to be read to his fans, now to show you how powerful he was as an athlete, his godfather was Willie Mays. So when he finished high school, Willie Mays took him and put him in a junior college when wasn't nobody looking. So 2 years later, they slipped him in USC. He go to a 4-year college and in 2 years break all the football records that it took them 4 years to do. Now you know what kind of. So if he can't read or write, who was that was writing all the way through the trial? See how it works? And so when you stop and think about, so a funny thing happened. Here's how the universe works. A funny thing happened. They asked Nicole, here's how white folks protect white folks, a franchise. They asked Ron Goldman folks and her folks, why was he at Nicole's house at 1 o'clock in the morning? You ever heard that story?
Yeah.
Said her mother ate there and dropped her glasses. So she called the restaurant and said, are my glasses there? I said, yeah. I said, well, I'll pick them up tomorrow. And she said, no, Ron Goldman will bring them. See, that justifies how Ron Goldman can be by not Mom's house, but Nicole's house.
Right.
Now, if you look at Goldman, somewhere the universe said, a newspaper called her mother the next day. I said, when's the last time you spoke to your daughter before she was killed? She said, oh, around 11 o'clock. Now, the press didn't think nothing suspicious. She just said, well, that couldn't have been. Because this all happened before 1020. So she still don't think. Okay? So, here's a federal judge. What paper is that? What's the date on it and what's it say?
Los Angeles Times, February 26, 2000. O.J. Simpson sues for Brown's telephone records. The former athlete claims GTA's data on calls can prove he didn't murder.
The call that her mother made. Federal judge put on a lock and key for 75 years.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah, O.J. Simpson claims that records of phone calls between his ex-wife and her mother on the night Nicole Brown Simpson was murdered
It's in Dallas.
clear
It's
him
in
of any role in the stabbing deaths of her and Ronald L. Goldman.
Okay. Now, so now let's go to the chase.
Mm-hmm.
All them white folks on the bridge with their signs, how'd they know which way he was going? The cops didn't. Go, Juice, go, you my man, Juice. With big signs. You ever seen white folk with signs in their trunk so they can write messages on it?
Right.
See how it works? Mm-hmm. So that's what they do.
Mm.
It became quite disingenuous for America to say to a segment of its population, the marginalized, oppressed black folk, we need your help to fight a war for democracy when black folk were not experiencing democracy in America.
When the words little and purple are in the same sentence, you can only be talking about one guy, and it's Prince. He said, yeah, he's looking for something to get into tonight, so I told Sheila to tell him to come down and check you out. And I was like, okay, cool. Obviously, Sheila E. relayed the message because he showed up. He and Rochelle Farrell, it was the same night I met Rochelle for the first time because they were hanging out, and they came to my show. So in between sets, they had me go to this really dark room and sit down and rap with him, and then I invited Cora and Raymond. Raymond went off and got something to eat, but Cora and I walked in, and I got to talking with him, and we were chilling, and he said he wanted to just do some jamming together.